Hello. So today we are back with another tool, Histogram. Histogram is a frequency distribution table that helps us understand data. How is it distributed in number of terms? So before I speak more, just give you a brief of who made it. So it was English mathematician Carl Pearson who was the first to use histogram. Before we understand about how to make a histogram, let's take an example. Most of you have been to restaurants, and so in Indian rupees, Indian currency, we'll start collecting some data about the tips that are being given to waiters. So let's suppose you went to a restaurant, you gave 10 rupees as tip, someone gives us 20, someone is 15. Let's suppose the bill was like 395 rupees. You give 400, so 5 is back, you don't take it back, and 5 is a tip that you have provided. And this is the normal trend that carries on. I'm not taking interpretations or data from star hotels or restaurants, just normal ones. Maybe sometimes, okay, yeah, you have a bit more money, someone might have paid like 30 rupees or 25. Most of would be 10 or 15 or 10 or 25 or 5 or 10. That's why just go on, right? So let's start having some values like this. And 15 and 5 and 10. So I was just creating some data with which we can actually talk about. Let's suppose one of your friend who has been born with a silver spoon in mouth, I mean a very rich friend, he comes up and let's suppose he gives somewhat like the 100 rupees tips. I mean, suppose, okay, rest of you all, whenever you all used to visit, it's just like 5 or 15 or 15 or 20. Just I'm trying to increase the number of data points so that we can get to a better answer. Okay, just what we'll see. So let me add 2 more, that will make us to 40. So now what happens? An average will not be telling us much about whatever data has been entered. And if let me make this as full screen, you see the data points here. So nothing is being understood actually what it is. So let's make a histogram out of this and understand what actually this comes up with, right? So how do we do it? So we go to graph, click on graph, you come down, and there is histogram. So it's used to examine the shape spread of your data using bars, some definition, and best with sample more than 20, right? So we have about 40. So click on histogram. It's taking time, not much time that I tell you a joke. Yeah, it's back. So what we do now is that first we'll learn about how to make a simple histogram. Here this is simple, and the one that is not simple, the one with fit, actually it gives you a sort of a bell curve along with the histogram. You can try out all those other options later. So simple is already selected by default and click OK. What you get now? Graph variable, so you have to select what is that will be making the graph. So click here and click select. Now you can click OK. You can see something in here, right? So on the y-axis is what the frequency comes up, like how many times 10 has got repeated, 15 has got repeated, etc. And there is, my friend, something that is an outlier, or a data that is not a part of the normal trend, right? Here whatever you see, it is called bins, and data, suppose from 0 to 20, how many data points are there, that will be marked up here. And so you can see the value is 24, bin 5 to 15. So how to change the bins is the first question. So yeah, double click here and go to binning. Here you can change. So if you want the number of intervals to be like 10, so it like 10, 20, 30, 40 will be the midpoint. So just click 10. You can just select all this and right click, click copy. We go to scale, and here in position of ticks we do something, but I'll not do it now so that you see the difference, right? It's already 10, so we don't see much of a difference. Once again, double click here, and when you had already copied, paste it here. You see, we have entered values in which the position of ticks should be. Now click OK. Now you can see the difference, my friends. It's like 10, 20, 30, 40. Also at 10 and at 20. You want to change these. Once again, double click, go to binning. You can change the number of intervals. You can change it to like 20 if you want, and it's 20. And you can click OK. So you can see the change here. You want to change the number of position of ticks also, then go back to bin and click here on the midpoints. You can select those midpoints and right click on it and click copy. Go back to scale. In scale, position of ticks, so you select it and paste the values here. So you find it's very easy. It's not something big rocket science that you need to fear of. Important things in a histogram. Usually this is the mode that is the highest number of values. So it's like bin value is 19. So between 7.5 and 12.5 we have about 19 values. What else can we understand? So before we go deeper into it, we'll understand how to make a histogram, a different from what you are already seeing. And how do we do it? So as I already told you that you can go to graph. Here in graph you can click histogram. Come on, yeah. And click OK. You have something called as help here. So you can just go and click help. Why did I tell you? Because you can come up here, you can have example sheets. Minitab already provides sheets with example. So like example of a simple histogram. Here open the worksheet cap.mtw is what it's being suggested. And then you can click simple, OK, and all those things will be showing you here. So once again what we'll do, we'll just close this. We'll go to file. From there we'll go to open worksheet. From the moment you open worksheet, here is a direct link. Look in Minitab sample data folder. So Minitab has already provided you a lot of worksheets so that you can practice it on your own. So it was like CAP, right? cap.mtw. So this worksheet is open for you. This is my friends, some data points regards with torque. So we'll make a histogram of the whatever you can see in the column C1. Click on graph and click on histogram. We'll once again go to simple histogram and click OK. And in graph variables, we can go back. We'll delete tips and select torque. Now click OK. You see another histogram, a different one, right? And usually this histogram has a lot like a spread in this manner, right? So it's more over like what you can say this graph is skewed. So whenever the spread becomes smaller on this part or the right hand side, it's called right skewed. And if the spread is on this hand side, so it will be called a left skewed. Some examples of graphs like we were already discussing about tips given. So more data points would be at the start and lesser data points would be at the end. Another good examples of you are having salaries, right? So about an age group. So as the age group increases, the salary increases. So in this manner, you can have a left skewed histogram. So basically it gives you an idea of how the spread is, and when the data seems to have a skew, then my friends, mean would not be the right thing to choose. This spread actually tells you how and where the data had been distributed. So once again, all the tools are the same. You can double click. I'm sorry. You can first select the points and then double click on it, and you can do whatever you want in binning that I have already shown you, and what you can do in scale. Some more things that we'll understand apart from this, it would be that you can go to stats, and then basic statistics. Yeah, we're back. So we go to stat and basic statistics, display descriptive statistics. What is the thing that you can see here? So we click on torque and we select it. We go to statistics. So these are what you want to know, right? So for example, we want the whatever data point was available, so we want mean of it, and you can just select none first to unselect everything. And what are the data points? Like you wanted a mean, you wanted the median, whatever was the median of it, and let's suppose minimum and maximum values to start with, and just click OK, and then another OK. In this sheet you find out that variable is stock, mean is this, standard deviation is this, minimum value out of the total is 10, and maximum is 37. This will help you understand a bit of other things that can come up with. You can go to stats and then to basic statistics and display descriptive statistics. Here you can get some more information like median, third quartile, first quartile, interquartile range, etc. You will be learning more about this when we talk about box and whisker plot. So for now, my friends, it's thank you and bye bye from my side. Have a nice day.